Well, good evening, YouTube, and welcome to another episode of the Albino Rhino Beer Review. Today you have the Rhino in his basement. In his basement. His basement. Yeah, that's right, I'm back to home ownership. Third house that I've owned in 7 years. The worst part about that is I owned one house, then I sold it in the divorce. Bought another house, I was there for a year before we went to the Arctic. And now we're back. And we're in a new province, so there's lots of new beer to try. We're in Saskatchewan. And today's beer is, well, it's going to be this one right here. This is from Great Western Brewing. This is Original 16 Canadian Copper Ale at 5.2% alcohol by volume. I know nothing about this. I've had one or two Great Western beers in my life. I think the lager and the light. But what I mean is like underdog since 1990. So are you saying you're like what does the Original 16 mean? What? The entire dedicated team of the Great Western Brewing Company stands behind this quality product. If you have any comments or questions, please contact us at I almost want to call them one day and just be like, hey, I wanted to ask you some questions. They're in Saskatoon. It's 150 calories per can, 7 grams of carbs, 1 gram of protein. Not really anything on here. Oh, guess what? My cups came in. Okay, first thing I can say before even getting this near being smelt or anything is, my God, do I love that color. Oh yeah, that is beautiful. Look at that. Look at that. When you say a copper ale, you don't normally actually get a copper ale. This is a copper ale. It is actually close to the can, and that doesn't happen very often either. I love the slightly off white, slightly mocha head. Love the snap crackle pop. Those are nice big bubbles. I love the crystal clarity on this. I love the look of this. All in all, I cannot say anything bad about the visual appeal of this beer. If this beer was brought to my table and put down in front of me like that, I would be like, fucking A. So, scent, right? Next thing that matters. Why does my fridge make those noises? I have this feeling I'm going to be replacing 2 fridges in the near future, and that worries me because fridges ain't cheap. At least this one, if I decide to keep one down here, it doesn't have to be a full-size fridge, which makes it a little cheaper, but the upstairs fridge is a full-size fridge. But it's just the weird gurgling noises this one makes that really has me worried. Okay, so that is very irony. It's very, very irony. It's malty iron. Reminds me kind of a macro brew. It kind of reminds me of Molson X. And that's not a bad thing. I like Molson X, but with more of a malty bone to it, more of that sweetness to it. So maybe kind of like a Rickard's Red, which I had been informed by somebody that worked at Molson as a brewer that Rickard's Red and Molson X were very, 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 very similar. Cheers, let's try it. I mean, taste is all that really matters on this, but we do everything else just, I don't know, to make the videos longer, I don't know. Excuse me. Okay. So I know Great Western is really kind of known as like the bougie microbrewery. Even if they're a microbrewery, I don't even know. I knew that at one point they were a craft brewery. I don't know if they're owned by somebody or if they're still craft. I don't know. Why? Because I couldn't really get it in Ontario. I only had it if it was sent to me, so it didn't really ever hit my radar. That being said, wow, for what's considered a cheaper of beers, that is really nice. To the point that my beer's now done. And I haven't really talked about anything other than it's nice. It does have that metallic iron flavor that a lot of coppers and a lot of reds can get. Very nice, very malty, very sweet, but an undertone of roastiness that just comes back and takes over the back of the palate. All in all, that is a very, very solid beer. That is a beer that, for right now, for its price, I think it was, and the price was inflated because I used to skip the dishes, but I think it was like $41 for 15. That's like under $3 a can. That is spectacular for under $3 a can. Excuse me. I can't complain about that. I think that is a 15 pack that I will keep in my monthly rotation. That is a solid brew. I can't complain about it. I can't. Even if I wanted to, I couldn't. Anyway, guys, thank you very much for watching. Have a wonderful evening. Au revoir. A bientôt. See you soon. Bye-bye. And is it worth a grade, or am I just going to say it's a super solid beer? You know what? Yeah, for me, that's an 8 out of 10. That is a beer that I could drink with my dad. I could drink with my brother. I could drink with my buddies. I could drink it with anybody. And for that reason, I'm really excited. And why is my voice so low? Because we've taken the entire basement apartment as our suite, and my wife is trying to sleep, so we're trying to be quiet. She is facing the other way, and she's very tired, so she was snoring earlier, so hopefully she's out. But yeah, so we're just gonna try and stay silent. Anyway, guys, Great Western, original 16 copper. Cheers.